right here, little brother Caden. Say what's up, what's up?
What's up?
All right, so we're sitting here talking, grown up conversations and stuff, and I asked you the question, what do you want to do with your life? What do you want to do? And we started talking about animals, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, do you want to what do you want to do with animals? Do you want to give back to animals? Do you want to take care of them, or do you want to start a shelter? Or what's your vibe?
I want to stop animals from I want. I mean I don't want to stop because when you fulfilled your purpose, it's time for you to go. I don't want to stop them from doing that.
Right.
But I want to stop them from when their purpose isn't fulfilled.
So you want them to live their lives.
Yeah, I want them to live their lives fully without having to have the trouble of poachers and illegal hunters and illegal fishers.
Right.
And everything.
So you want to take out if we're going to hunt and we're going to do these things and we're going to be this way with animals, then we need to do it on a spiritual and a very respectful, and we need to be grateful for the life that is being given to provide us food for our families, right?
Yeah, and we need to before we shoot the animal,
right?
We need.
Well, do we have to shoot them, or should we? Is it necessarily? Now I'm asking you this question because I said I was going to talk to you like you're an adult, right?
Yeah.
Now, do we shoot them? Do we use a knife or do we use a bow? Or because here's my question to you: if we shoot them with a gun, is that personal? If I were to shoot you with a gun, do you think I would have given you a chance?
No.
Now, what if you would have had a knife and I would have had a knife and we went head-to-head combat? Do you have a chance?
Yeah.
Right. Now, what if you had a bow and an arrow and I had a bow and arrow? Would you have a chance? It would require a little bit more precision.
Yeah.
Now, the bow is a little bit more similar to the gun, okay? So there's a little bit more to where you could be like, that's kind of similar to the same thing. But a knife, let's be real, what kind of animal are you going to be able to get up close to with a knife as a hunter? Because that is what ultimately we're leading to, is going to McDonald's or going to Wendy's or something. It's almost unfair. It's almost not right because we don't have anything to do with the hunt, or we don't say anything spiritual. We don't sit there and we say thank you for your purpose in your life and giving yourself so I could feed me and myself, my family, and the others around me. But when we go to the Wendy's or something. So what do you think about that? How does that?
Well, there's a couple animals that you can get close to and get them with a knife, so it's more personal and you can get up to them, and when they're not exactly gone yet, but they're still half alive.
Right.
You can just say just a prayer for them and say that they have lived their life fully and they have experienced what they're supposed to, and that they'll have a great next life, and that just thank them for providing them, us and our family and everybody that that is around us,
right,
with food. But with other animals, you can't exactly do that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So with certain animals, you have to either use a bow or a gun or something, because
now you have to, or you choose to? Because you don't have to do anything in life. You have a choice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you can choose to use a bow or a gun.
Okay.
Because certain animals like deer and rabbit and stuff, you can't get close up to them and get them personally.
I mean, not unless you're like Tarzan or something. You gotta be mad. You gotta have some good skills to be hopping up on a deer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? That's what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because you have to hide and
you have to hunt.
Yeah. Because if you come up with a knife, you can't. They're gonna run.
Right.
And
Sophie's popping right now. She's excited.
They're gonna run and you can't get them.
Okay.
But if you use a bow or a gun, you can get them. But after you get them, you should walk up close to them, put your hands on them, and do the same like I said with a knife. You just do the same.
You
Just
kind of want to, you don't want to dwell on it too long because you don't want them to suffer or feel that. But at the same time, you want it to be a very sanctuary kind of thing. You want it to be very structured to a point to where it's like it's personal. It's more than just I'm killing you because I'm eating. Now let me ask you this question: do you have to eat animals?
no.
Now keep in mind, I eat I eat meat. You know, I'm very southern kind of. You know, I love to eat that kind of food, but there's a part of me lately that's been very drawn to being more vegetarian or more vegan and not eating. You know, but that kind of leads to like dairy and stuff like that. Now, do you have to eat animals?
No, you can just eat veggies or and stuff like that. You don't have to.
So there's other sources of food that we could
Yes.
eat other than animals.
Yes.
Right. Okay, so let me ask you this. You said, when I said, what do you want to do with your life? You want to help animals in a sense, right? Now, we're talking about helping animals, but at the same time, we're also talking about taking the life to feed for our families and stuff like that.
Yes.
So it's a very controversial, and I know these might be a little bit bigger words, you know.
Yeah.
If you have any questions,
I
ask.
have. I know a lot of these words.
Nice. That's what I'm talking about. Because you're a smart kid. Good stuff. So it's very controversial to like say we want to start, you and me, we start an animal shelter, okay?
Yeah.
We're going to take care of all of these animals that come: goats, sheep, rabbits, pigs, squirrels, ducks, whatever we want, right?
Yeah,
That's
like
what we're going to take
tigers.
care of, right? But what happens if we start naming them? We got Billy the tiger, you know, Bobby the duck, Jill the doe, you know, we have all these different things, and there's these different animals, and we start naming them. We have this farm. Are we going to be able to kill them to eat? Or are we gonna take the chicken eggs and eat those and eat the veggies? Are we
Yeah, we're gonna probably eat the veggies and eat the eggs because those animals, we've taken the time to know them and get to and like name them, and they're they're like family.
right?
Like, would you if you say family was food, for instance,
Okay,
like meat, sort of.
right.
Would you kill your family for food,
Well,
or would you
sure.
eat the things?
Well, now
they
you're talking
produce?
about that. Now you're talking. That's a real. That is a real question.
Yeah,
Like
like or I'm connecting this to animals. Like, if your family was animals, would you eat them or eat what they produce? Like, because you've known them, you've gotten the time to know them, you've named them, they're part of your life. You probably wouldn't eat them because
they mean something to you.
yeah,
There's more to it, right?
like for example, you can't put a price on something that you've taken the time to know and you're just so connected to it. You
Yeah.
can't put a price on that.
Okay, so let me ask you this again. After we've talked about this, and let me ask you in the different. When I say, what do you want to do with your life? Imagine this scenario, okay? I bring you in to my life, to me and Chance, your brothers, okay? And I have a garden, and I have a farm, and I have animals, but I don't kill them or eat them. I eat the eggs, and I sell the food and stuff, and I provide for my family. But I've decided that
You're not gonna eat the animals because they mean something to you. You've taken the time to know them. They're there for you.
right. So, do you think? Because when I asked you, what do you want to do with your life? You said you want to help animals. But then we got on the conversation of eating animals and stuff like that. So it's very different how it kind of flipped and turned, like what we're talking about. Because we were talking about, now we're talking about caring for animals, and then we're talking about eating them. So let me ask you this. When I say, what do you want to do with your life? If I came to you and I had a garden and a farm and I said, Caden, I want you to help me take care of these animals, and I want you to help me take care of this garden, and I don't want to eat these animals, and I want to love them and treat them with the most unimaginable, compassionate kind of love,
Yeah.
and I want to be there and I want to recreate. So don't get me wrong, I love ribs, I love steak, I love hamburgers.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's my favorite. It makes me so happy. It's part of
Yeah,
me. But at the same time, there's a piece of you that might hurt a little bit.
Because you love animals, and you just want to save them
Right.
and help them.
So, if I asked you what you wanted to do with your life, and you said I wanted to help animals, do you think that in the future you and me would possibly be able to stop eating animals and stop hunting and stop
Yeah.
doing these things
We
and come
probably,
together?
yeah, we probably would because.
We probably would, or we probably could, or we probably will.
Mhm.
What's There's three. There's three questions. Now I'm asking you: do you want to eat animals for the rest of your life, or one day do you want to slowly step away and start caring for these animals?
Well, I, I, if I want to be honest,
Yeah,
I
be
mean,
honest, please.
yes, um, if I sort of do want to eat meat for the rest of my life,
Okay.
but at the same time, I also don't because I want to also just like slowly back away from animals and start just caring for them and like just eat veggies and what they produce, like
So
eggs
from the
and stuff.
sounds of it, we have a little bit more soul digging to do
Yeah.
to kind of figure out where we want to go with this, because we
Mhm.
want to help animals and we don't want to treat them disrespectfully or take advantage of them, but at the same time it's a very much part of our culture that we're accustomed to and used to, and we don't necessarily want to just toss that off to the side, but we're thinking about the bigger picture too, right?
Yeah.
So I asked you this because I think that you have the ability to shift people's energies and their moods. You bring a sort of light and a positivity. So I will ask you this question
Okay.
every time I see you until you were a grown man, until you were an old man. And I will ask you until you were old and we are sitting on our deathbeds and I am passing away, and I'll be like, Caden, what do you want to do with your life? I'm going to ask you that all the time. And I'm doing that to keep you up to date with what you want to do with your life. Because it's
Yeah.
important to me that you live your truest potential in the most way that is the best for you. I want you to be the happiest and do things, but I don't want you to be misguided by the people that might come and try to
Stop you.
mislead you or
Yes.
stop you from your journey. Because, like what we were talking about, you don't want to lose sight of that, right?
No.
You're a very powerful kid. You have a lot of good knowledge up here that most kids your age, 8 years old, don't have, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have to embrace that. We have to recognize that and help others see things that they might not be able to see.
Yeah.
So we have to stay in tune with ourselves and our emotions and our feelings, and we have to.
And we have to stay true to who we are and
Right.
not take from what other people say and like say what we are.
Right.
We have to stay true to who we truly are.
So, what if I hurt your feelings right now and you start crying, and we're sitting here recording right here? I hurt your feelings and you start crying. What are you gonna do?
Well, I'm not quite sure. Why?
But I'm not your brother. I'm just somebody else, and I hurt your feelings. I'm like, Caden, you got a big head, big nose, and you're rude to people. I don't like you. But I'm not your brother. I'm not your friend or nothing. What would you say to that?
I might cry a little bit, but not that much because I know that's not who I actually am.
Right.
And I'm somebody else that you don't know.
Right. You have no idea who
Yeah.
you are, right?
They just take a look, guess, and assume they're right.
Mm-hmm.
They don't take the time to like ask you like what your name is, what you want to do with your life, like you asked, and like they don't take the time to ask you like questions and like get to know you and like get to know what you do for a living and stuff like that.
Now, is it okay to cry?
Yeah, it's okay.
Is it okay to feel those emotions that you were just
Yes.
describing?
It's actually better because you need to express what you're feeling. Because if you hold it in and you don't cry or don't express your feelings, and all you express is anger, then you will develop mental issues and physical issues.
Yeah.
So you need to express them, because if you hold them in and